I want you to stop trying to make the right play in Counter-Strike 2. Now that might sound completely backwards, but by the end of this video, you are going to understand one of the most important concepts to know when it comes to trying to improve at this game and using self-reflection to get better and better. We're going to stop trying to, play perfect CS and play the best we possibly can as far as, playing 100%. This is best, this is good, and we are going to understand that Counter-Strike is a lot more complex than that. But before we get into that, I have to give you a message about how to get the craziest Counter-Strike 2 skins inside of the game.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code CoJo. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
Alright guys, so a lot of you want to get better at Counter-Strike, right? That is very common. Most of us, if we're watching these YouTube videos, these tutorials, we are trying to improve ourselves and really understand the game at a higher level. That is great, but one of the biggest mistakes that I see players making is thinking that when they're inside of the game, they have to play 100% a perfect CS. We have to play this way. I can't do anything. I have to play exactly how, I'm expected to play, right? If I get smoked off here, I have to rotate here. If I get here, I have to rotate and do this. But that's great and all. Counter-Strike just has so many different things that can happen. There's millions of possibilities, billions of ways a round can play out, and that's why it's so unique. No two rounds are the same. So it's great and all that you have these plans and these ways to fall back and these things to do. But at the end of the day, if you don't have an X factor, if you don't have a way to change things up and make some crazy plays happen, you are going to be very predictable as a player. You're not going to have, that flair to you. You're not going to have the ability to really open a round up and make the impossible possible, right? So for the most part, I do agree. Yes, we should be playing smart CS. We should be playing, to play the percentages, to play these numbers. But sometimes based on the situation, the surroundings, just with your game sense, you're going to have to make some special plays, right? And what do I mean by this? I mean that, like, sometimes you might be in a 3v5 situation and you might have watched one of my past videos that tell you, hey, you should save in these situations, right? But, maybe we're in a 3v5 situation, we have an HE, and we're like, okay, we're gonna see, like, maybe we can get some impact here. So we throw a nade into the CT smoke, and wow, we get some kills. And okay, we're cheating. We're pulling up the the matrix here. But we blow open the CT smoke, we find some frags, and it's like, oh wow, okay, because we made this play, because we, did this calculated risk, we actually are now back into it. It's a 3v3 now, and maybe we can get into it, right? Or it's like you have a teammate and you have he's CT, and you're like, bro, can you flash me through the smoke? He flashed you through the smoke, you get 2 kills real quick, and then you jump back in, and you're like, okay, now we can, like, maybe go for this, right? If you watched one of my videos in the past, you're being told, nah, you should save. It's a 3v5, don't go for it, right? So was that the smart play to try to throw your body in there and go for that? Probably not. Was it the highest percentage? Probably not. But sometimes you have to be able to make these things happen. Too many players just start to get into the habit of, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not good enough to make these plays. One of the best things that you can do inside of the game is to make these crazy plays where, at the beginning of the round, we might have to get some aggression because we're just getting ran over. So there's nothing wrong with throwing a molly down mid and trying to take this space. Are you exposed? Yes. Are you vulnerable? Yes. But if you're not able to make these, aggressive, high level, plays where you cook these chickens and stuff, see that? That's pretty cool. Then you're just gonna become so readable. One of my favorite things when I play low level players and qualifiers and pugs, no matter what I'm doing, is when they literally just roll over and they try to play smart and they end up just playing so bad, right? Guys, you got to be able to aggress. You got to be able to take risks sometimes, even if it's not the smartest thing to do. In the middle of the round, maybe you're a CT, you have a teammate like trying to hold your long haul side. Maybe you just walk into here and you get into window room. You know, a million things could have gone wrong there. A player could be holding from you back here, someone could be holding back here, someone could timing you as you're doing that right here. But as long as you understand these risks and you have an idea behind what you're doing, it's not necessarily a bad idea, right? And you can expand on this on everything, guys. Setups. It doesn't just have to be an individual thing, right? Something I've seen is, you know, you have two guys on top of porch here and a third guy, you know, sitting in a different spot. You might be like, bro, why do you have two guys on top of porch? Because you're trying a crazy setup. You're trying something that is very unique, and you're not playing predictable, right? You have one guy playing anti, one guy playing wide, and if they get flashed, he just drops off, and you play whatever setup you want. Is it weird? Yes, maybe. But you have to be able to make these gambles. You have to be able to make these calculated risks inside of the game on every single round. We'll give you some more situations here. Say you're you're a T, you're in a 1v2 situation, you just planted the bomb, you know, and in Moto's, you smoked off Moto. Well, maybe a really good play is to sit behind the Moto smoke after you planted the bomb and just listen. Okay, you hear two guys going through, they just ran through the smoke, and you slide through the smoke as they're running through, and then, you know, once they go through clear, like completely, you come back behind them and you start shooting them like this, right? Too many players freeze up, they don't make proactive decisions, and it ends up hurting them. I want you to be able to make these plays and then have the ability to be like, should I have done that, right? Should I have done that? One of my favorite things to do is, if I see a team throwing the slurk smoke mid, one of my favorite things is I'm playing solo. I walk in from arch if I have a rifle and I just sit here and play in this, right? There's been times I do that play so many times. There's been times where someone just spams me. They just get so lucky and they spam me and I look like an idiot, right? My teammates are like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you just dying mid by yourself? But it's about these risks that we can take, and surrounding yourself with players, giving yourself the permission to fail is everything, right? If you give yourself the permission to fail, you're going to be able to do more inside of this game, because what happens, and the beautiful thing about this position, is if you play close here, they throw a flash through, they pop through the smoke, three guys are running through arch to go with their strat, and you're just sitting here going, you know, spraying everybody down, dink, 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 like, you know, killing everyone. Give yourself permission to fail and have fun when you play the game. Counter-Strike is so much more engaging. It's so much more fun when you give yourself the ability to just do fun stuff, right? Like, instead of, you know, trying to take this fight dry when they're out arch side, you know, you just come here and throw a flash yourself, right? Okay, don't throw a flash that far. You sit here and throw a flash like this, and you swing, you know, you do this. Like, give yourself permission to fail, do some fun stuff, and limit test, right? Limit test. But if you're going to do these things, make sure you have a purpose behind it, right? You know, don't be afraid, right? Like, play on these off angles, these positions, right? You might be up here one round, you get kills, and, you know, it's great to be on that position, but then you're playing another team and they throw a perfect flash. They throw a flash that literally you can't react to, and you get full blinded while you're playing on this position. So you tell yourself, I never want to play here again. Why? It's a great position. You just got to understand when to use it and understand the risk. Every position has a counter. This game is not as simple as this is right, this is wrong. There's so much, you know, variety to every round and to every situation. So don't be afraid, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and check out the other videos on your screen right now. Thank you all so much for supporting, and I will catch you later. Peace out.